Okay, guys, we are live. A little 15-20 minute chat about that fantastic win on Saturday against Burnley at a packed Anfield by 2-0. We'll get a little recap on it. Obviously, on the headline, Tsimikas was brilliant, and Harvey Elliott, what an 18-year-old, is just unbelievable. We'll talk about those two in particular, and Matip maybe as well. He's been just unreal. He's just got to stay fit, Matip, and Leon, of course, with Shaqiri on his way to French club Leon. But get your comments in, hit the like button, whatever you want button. It's unusual. It's 1:30. I have today off anyway, so I said I'd do a little 20-minute stream. So hello to everybody in the chat. Get your comments in. How are you feeling after that 2-0 win? 2 wins out of 2 clean sheets, 3-0 last week against Norwich, and 2-0, of course, against Burnley on Saturday, and then big one next Saturday against Chelsea. So a lot to chat about. But Tsimikas, of course, what a player. Do you know what? We knew when we signed him, he was obviously a decent player, otherwise Liverpool wouldn't have signed him. But he didn't fulfill his potential last year. He was injured. There was COVID. There was a lot of situations going on. There was the bedding in, which obviously is hard. You're coming in from Greece. It's hard to bed in. And it looks now, after a good pre-season and a season at the club, that he's bedding in nicely. And it's just an option. It's a great option to have. I'm sure Robertson will be back. He was on the bench for the Burnley game. But Robbo is our number one in that position, but it's great to have a backup like Tsimikas. What a ball in for Jota's header. I mean, his crossing is quite good, isn't it? It's tasty. So it was really, really good, I think. It's all about options, guys. It really is all about options. And we haven't had many options this Liverpool the last maybe 2 or 3 seasons. We just haven't had them. We haven't had the bodies. But looks like Shaqiri's gone to Leon today. I mean, do we get someone in for him? I don't know. It's possible. I still think one might come through the door. I think tomorrow week is 31st of August is the deadline. So let's hope we get one in, but we shall see. The main chat of this conversation is Tsimikas and Harvey Elliott. So Tsimikas, as I said, some of the balls in. It's not only that. He's attacking when he should attack. He's defending when he should defend, because he is a defender, remember. I know he plays as a wing-back, but just a really good performance. He was solid enough against Norwich, but he was even better, I think, against Burnley. So he's growing into it, and it's great to see. It's just about options, as I say. It's just absolutely great to see. And I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted with his progression. And let's just hope it's upwards and onwards for Kostas Tsimikas. But he has been brilliant for us. He really has. Another lad I'm going to chat about now is Harvey Elliott. Young 18-year-old. Oh my God, it's like he's been playing for Liverpool forever. I mean, some of his play, his way to pass. I mean, the one where he sent Salah through. I know Salah's just toenail was offside and scored, but was disallowed because he was offside. But that was beautiful. What a ball. He sees those type of things. That's the difference with Elliott. He sees other things players don't. I've seen a good thing this morning on Sky Sports. They were talking about it's very unusual when a player's running with the ball, that he's running at full pace. His head is up. His head is always up, looking around for options. His head never drops. He never looks down. He has full control of the ball when he's running at top pace, when he's dribbling. It's very hard. It's very, very hard to do. Messi-esque, shall I say. But it's absolutely brilliant. And it really is. And it's so unusual to see. I mean, running with the ball at pace, looking up, looking around, looking for the pass, looking for the opening, always goes forward. This guy he just keeps his feet on the ground. This guy could probably do anything. I really do think this guy can do anything. He's got everything. Potentially got absolutely everything. And going forward, obviously Klopp trusts in him. He's going to have a big part to play with Liverpool. He really is this season. Now, he won't start every game. I don't expect him to start every game. But he certainly will start a lot more games than he did last season. I think he could start up to maybe 15 games. It depends, obviously, on injuries and stuff, but he really gives us something different. You know, for playing against a low-block team, he gives us something different in the midfield. He can go by a player, he can see a pass, as I said, he can take a shot. He just has absolutely everything. Him and Salah seem to be opening up a nice little understanding too, which is great. But I mean, all over the place it was great. All over the place it was great on Saturday. A lot of pluses, very few minuses, really top professional performance. Finners is in. It's Finners and Rod Meta from Australia. I hope you're well, Rod. But I mean, like, it's just great for us to have options, as I said earlier. And I mean, Tsimikas gives us that option at left back, gives us cover for Robbo. Now, will Robbo come back against Chelsea? The big one on next Saturday in Anfield against the European champions. It's possible. But at least we're not being forced into having to bring him back. You know what I mean? That's the option, and that's great. Will Elliott start? I don't know. Henderson came on. Thiago. I mean, Fabinho was rested. His dad had passed away. So, I mean, will Fabinho go back into the fold for the big Chelsea game? So we've got options everywhere. The front three or front four, if you want to call them, look good. They've all scored. They've all got that goal. Mane with a beautiful finish for the second. What a move that was. Salah, of course, Salah scored was disallowed. He's already scored in the first game. Jota's 2 out of 2. Jota's got the Delata, and Bobby as well has got a goal. So that's what I'm saying. It's brilliant. Great to see Mane get a goal the weekend, because I really do think he's a confidence player. He plays on confidence. He gets goals. He will go on a run and get a lot of goals. But Jota's different class. The ball from Tsimikas, the ball in. Jota with the header. Wow, it's really looking good. It's only 2 games in, but it is looking good. Interesting that Elliott and KOSTAS started ahead of Jones and Thiago, says the Anfield Lark. Well, I mean, Klopp trusts Elliott. He trusts him. He obviously trusts him. He had a good pre-season. He's been watching him in training. He's watching him progressing. He had a good season at Blackburn on loan last season. So I knew with Shaqiri going, there was every possibility Elliott, who is just unusual type of player, will stay and evolve in the squad and will get game time. That's the important part. And he must have told Elliott, listen, you stay here. You're not going back out in loan. You're going to get game time. You know, simple as that. You're going to get game time. But as Anfield Lark says there, Jones, Thiago's easing himself back in. Similar with Hendo, similar with Fabinho. Jones had concussion, I think, the week before at the Norwich game, so he probably didn't want to risk him. Didn't need to risk him, which is even better, isn't it? You've got all these guys coming fresh for the Chelsea game. It's beautiful. Totally agree, mate. Happy headache for us. Tsimikas, could be weapons cover even as high as left back, in my humble opinion, finish. Yeah. So I'm saying it's all about opinions. It's all about options and opinions, but it's all about options. And we haven't had options. We just haven't had them. I mean, Kanate hasn't had a sniff. Gomez hasn't had a sniff. There's 2 centre-halves there. Young Reece Williams is there still. Phillips is still there. You know, so, I mean, we've players there. Will we bring in someone? Will Origi go? Big questions to be asked in the next 8 days for Liverpool. So it's going to be an interesting 8 days. Jota's movement is epic, says Finish. Jota's. I've seen it. 15 goals in 21 starts for Jota. 15 goals in 21 starts. This guy is just a goal machine. And remember when he came to the club, he was on fire. He was absolutely on fire. And then he got that little injury. And it just knocked him off his stride. But my God, what a sign that Jota's been. What a sign. He's taking the pressure off Mane and Bobby. Definitely. Yes, stuff Mbappe. I want Elliott covered in chocolate, says Rod. Oh, yeah. Forget about Mbappe, by the way. But this year, anyway. I'd like Haaland. I think Haaland's a proper player. But back to, anyway, Tsimikas. Wow. I'm actually going to give him, I think I gave him an 8 on Saturday. I'll stick with an 8 out of 10. That's a proper, an assist and everything. Elliott gave him an 8 as well. Elliott's been brilliant. For such a young lad. I mean, it's just, he looks 28, not 18. So these two are bonuses for us. This is what we call bonuses. The key to Liverpool, of course, is keeping their spine fit. We keep the spine. Alisson was brilliant the weekend as well. He looked back to his best. Alisson in Wonderland. He's had a tough year with his dad passing away as well. So, I mean, Alisson's there. And what do you think of Matip? I mean, Matip is, I think he signed today for Liverpool in 2016, 5 years ago today. Joe Matip is just, he has to be. I mean, VVD is the best centre half in the Premier League. Joe Matip is number 2 for me. I mean, Matip and VVD. If both of them can stay fit, that's in the big games especially. That's the way I want to go. Matip, VVD complement each other. It's just unbelievable. The two of them together. I mean, Kanat and Gomez there to fill in. That's what I'm talking about. That's the options. That is what it's all about at Liverpool at the moment. It's all about options. True. Tsimikas and Robbo could combine like Robbo and Tierney for Scotland. Yeah. Jack Mac LFC, Jackie boy, hope you're great afternoon, Reds. Great result by the lads on Saturday. Of course it was, Jack. Absolutely. It absolutely was. But as we said in this chat, it's going to be about Elliott and Harvey Elliott, of course, and Tsimikas. And we have to give a shout out to Joe Matip because he's just been unbelievable. 2 clean sheets. The difference between having VVD there and not having VVD there is immense. And we've seen it already after 2 games. After 2 games, it gives Alisson's confidence at the back as well. It gives the whole midfield confidence. And that's what it's about. And we haven't even started. We're only getting ready, baby. Only 2 games in. Long way to go. Well in, Jack Mac. Use on Twitter this weekend. Really enjoyed yourself and Dave on the Yanks of the Cop. Yes, we were on, was it Friday night? Good crack with homie and Sophie. That was good crack. look, it's all about collabing. It's all about fun. It's all about the Reds. That's what we do. And that's what we will keep on doing. Big time. Finners. Jack says, thanks for that. But hit the like button, guys. Hit the share button. We'll stay on for another little while. It's really an appreciation show for Tsimikas and Elliott. I mean, and I'm throwing Matip in as well. So that those three have just been unbelievable for us. And the key to me, as I've said before, and I'll keep saying it, is fitness. And it's not even fitness, it's injuries. If we can stay injury-free, now you're going to stay injury-free the whole season, but I mean, Robertson has missed, hopefully be in around the team for Chelsea on Saturday. He was on the bench. He was on the bench at Burnley. I mean, that's just unbelievable. But if we can keep the spine, the likes of Alisson, Van Dijk, Matip, Fabinho, Hendo in the midfield, and Salah, Jota, Mane, that type spine going forward, I think we will be wow. All right, mate. Mick Moran is in the house. How you, Mick? Hopefully you're well. You can pop in if you want. Give me the thumbs up if you want to pop in. I'm going to stay on for about another 15, 20. Just a nice little appreciation stream for Tsimikas and Elliott. I know Jack can't come in, but if you want to come in, Mick, give me the thumbs up and I'll send you a link. If not, no panic. But how good was it seeing Hendo lead the team out in front of 54,000. How good was just seeing 54,000 fans at Anfield? I mean, yeah, he led them out for Devine. Andrew Devine, of course, the 97th Red who passed away at Hillsborough. Never forget the 97 now. But yeah, that was really, really good to see. That was great to see Henderson. I mean, Henderson's going to be big for us. I mean, he's signed a contract in principle. I don't know what that means, but it's more or less 99% done. I can see that being done this week. Shaq is out to Leon. We'll talk about that now in a few minutes, what you think about that. But it's absolutely great to see. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Henderson is so important to us on and off the pitch. So, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about. Henderson's so good to us on and off the pitch. It's just unbelievable. Alan C. in the house. How are you, Al? Hopefully you were well, my friends. Mick, just having me lunch, mate. Stuffing me face. Defo this week sometime. No problem, Mick. You stuff away, baby. I'm actually off today and tomorrow. I've taken 2 days off, so I might do another one tomorrow as well. Obviously, a big build-up show to the Chelsea game next Saturday because that is going to be, wow, European champions. They look good as well, Chelsea, to be fair. And Romelu Lukaku getting his goal. So it's really good. I'm looking forward to it. We're in a great place. And I think we haven't even started yet, to be fair. We haven't started. There's a lot more to come from this Liverpool team. But as I say, Tsimikas again and young Harvey Elliott. Wow, what a performance from those two boys. It's just onwards and upwards. Just keep your head. If Harvey Elliott just keeps his head right, he's got the right group around him, the right peers around him, family and stuff like that, he will be unbelievable. Harvey Elliott is a diamond, says Mick, and you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Smash the like, says Finners. He's getting into this game, aren't you, Finners? Fair play to you. Absolutely smash the like. But what was your impression of Harvey Elliott and Tsimikas and Matip? Because Matip's been unbelievable. I mean, Matip is just up there. He gave up playing for Cameroon international football fairly early, I suppose, just to concentrate on Liverpool, and it has paid off. And only for those bloody niggling injuries. Wow. Katie Gordon, Elliott, Mosolowski. Good to see the club recruiting some youngsters. Katie Gordon, 16. He is some. He's going to be he's going to be another Harvey Elliott. And that guy, the Polish lad, Mosolowski, the forward. Wow, he looks good, doesn't he? The Polish Messi, I think they call him. But those two, Katie Gordon, I think you'll see the likes of them in the League Cup games and the odd FA Cup game, and even the odd, if you've qualified in the Champions League for the next the group stage and you've a game that's just there, you might see even some game time in that, which would be a brilliant experience for the likes of Katie Gordon and Mosolowski. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Matip, titanic defender. Hopefully these two games have helped inform going into the Chelsea game. Katie Gordon is just wow. Absolutely. Katie Gordon is wow. We'll have to do a podcast just on Katie Gordon, to be fair. We will one of these days, but this guy is just going to be wow. As you just said, wow. But as I say, right, Tsimikas, look, it's options. We've a lovely little squad there. Shaqiri is going to Leon today. It was a done deal, I think, last night for $9.5 million, something like that, with add-ons included. He needs to play football. he's at that age. He's been very good for us. And who'll ever forget the 4-0, that ball in, of course, for the ball in for Gini's header against Barca. Unbelievable. So for me, look, I would have liked Shaq. I probably would have even liked Shaq to stay, but we've got to trim the squad down. It's all about wages and stuff like that, and he wants to play football. So Klopp's probably said, you've been a good servant, go off and play into the French league with Lyon, and good luck to Shaq. Good luck, my friend. Our future's looking very bright. Can't wait just to have been more over the moon if you're going to sign the new deal after all these new deals. Yes, well, I seen an interview. It was an interview we did for the German paper Bild. And one of the guys said to him, he's at Liverpool till 2024, and the German job comes up, I think, in end of 25. Frick's contract runs to 25. To be honest, it'd be unusual for him to go against the contracts. I mean, one extension is enough. He's already extended it to 24. He'd probably take a year out, and then he might take the job in the end of 25, take the 25 out, and take the German job. But you never know of him to even go to 2026, wouldn't you? Wouldn't we all? Absolutely. It's still possible, but look, he's another 3 years there. Just be happy with what you've got, guys. Be happy with what you have got. Shadani, will Tsimikas replace Robertson? Well, he's played brilliant first 2 games. Robbo was injured. You can't fault him in the 2 performances. Got an assist at the weekend. Even had 1 or 2 shots himself. But Robertson is Robertson, isn't he? I mean, Robertson is wow. But I wouldn't rush Robertson back. I wouldn't be too worried about starting Tsimikas against Chelsea at the weekend. And that's a good option and a good thing to have, isn't it? That's just a nice feeling to have, that you're not having to rush him back. And that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So having options is what it's all about. And Tsimikas at the moment is looking good. Smash the like button, says Jack Mackie boy. You're absolutely right there, Jack. Hello from India. You never walk alone. I can't pronounce the name. Kaustube. I can't pronounce the name, my friend, but happy and welcome to the show, my friend, from India. Wow. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's amazing when you're live. Rod's in Australia, India. Oh, my God. It's worldwide. The Liverpool fan base is absolutely worldwide. Rod, I broke a rib Saturday at work just watching Burnley hurt. Anyway, Lukaku looks a unit now that he isn't overweight anymore. Hope Matip can out giraffe him, says Rod. I think Matip and VVD will have them in the pocket. He's dangerous. He's good. You don't want him turning, and he is a bit of a beast. And I'm just saying, look, it was a good give and go. It was a lovely give and go, and he tapped in. But we want to keep an eye on Lukaku. Absolutely, we will. Absolutely. Anfield Lark, sorry to say, I think it's time for Origi to make a proper name for himself in football and become the main man at a new club. Yeah, I mean, he's on, 70,000 a week? He still has, 2 years left? He's probably saying, I can sit on this 70,000 a week, get the odd game here and there. But he needs to play football again too, doesn't he? I mean, he's been out of the Belgium squad. He needs to get back into the Belgium squad. He needs to get goals, and the only way to do that is by playing football. If I was one of the mid-table teams, the likes of West Ham, maybe Wolves, West Ham are actually doing well, but the likes of Wolves or even Burnley, these type teams that, I'd take a punt on Origi. It could be the wages that are a problem. It could be the wages, but he'll get you goals. He will get, if he's played right and gets time, he'll get goals. He will get goals for you. Mick says, if it wasn't Chelsea on Saturday, then I'd be game to keep Kostas in. I don't know, Mick. I mean, he hasn't done anything wrong in the 2 games. I mean, Robertson's a better. We know what Robertson can do. He's a better player than Tsimikas, but Tsimikas is a good backup. I'm sure if Robertson is fit and ready to rock, which he was on the bench on Saturday, so if he wasn't fit enough to be on the bench, he wouldn't have been there. So there's a very good chance Robertson will play. There's a very, very good chance Robertson will play against Chelsea. But it's just nice to have options. It's just great to have someone there that you're not too worried about. Oh, no, we're playing Chelsea and he's playing there. We don't have to overanalyze. That's brilliant. Seeing Palace and Wolves heavily linked with Divock today. Yeah, the likes of Palace as well. I mean, they're not scoring enough goals. I mean, Benteke hasn't done there. Christian Benteke just hasn't done it. I mean, he didn't do it for Liverpool either, but he hasn't done it for Palace. Just the goals return is terrible. Someone like Divock, absolutely. That's right. Thanks for the shout out. Wow, that was good. No problem, bro. No problem, my friend. All the way from India. Wow. Alan C. Tsimikas has to hold on to his spot. Love Robbo, but the players have to know if you're playing good, you stay in. Well, see, there you go. There. I mean, he's been brilliant for the last 2 games. So what do you do? Drop him? Just because it's Chelsea you're playing? I mean, it's a headache for Klopp. And headaches in football, when you have a problem trying to pick players, it's usually a good headache to have. It's one of the better headaches to have, isn't it? Headache where, will I play him or will I not play him? That type of thing is a good headache to have. Interesting to see what the team will be against Chelsea next Saturday, because it's a big game. I know it's early, but it's a big game. Both 2 wins each. Chelsea look good, we look good. United drew the weekend. City have already lost the game. So you're saying to yourself, okay, Liverpool win this, nice, very nice. Chelsea be saying the same thing, obviously. But really big game Saturday at 5:30 at Anfield, and the place will be rocking. Will Lukaku and Grealish transfers affect Liverpool in the points table? I don't think so. I mean, Lukaku will get goals at Chelsea. We'll find out how good he is now next Saturday at Anfield. Grealish, I know he scored for City the weekend. They hammered Norwich 5-0. I mean, that was always going to happen. I think City need a striker. Now the Kane thing could happen. It's still up in the air, but that could happen. But I don't know. The jury is out, especially on Grealish for me. But the jury is out. Jack Mack, Chelsea were very dangerous down Arsenal's left yesterday. Would you keep Kostas in red? I would if Fab plays protecting the back lines. Well, Fab should be back well. His dad passed away. I mean, it's up to the player whether he feels he's ready to rock and ready to come back. I'm sure Klopp will leave it up to him. But we shall see. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be 1 or 2 changes, I'd say, for the Chelsea game. Definitely, maybe even 3 changes. We have to have a look at the boys. It'll be fresh at Kirby this week, getting ready to roll. It is a big game. And then there's the international break as well. So you want to finish on a 3-3 win, don't you? I'd love to see Wolves come in for Origi. Think he would thrive in their system, says Jack. Yep. There you go. And maybe give us Neto in return. That would be nice. Jack, I'd rather have a Scotsman in there. Says, I presume you're talking about Robertson. Listen, Robbo's been brilliant. I mean, or even to be talking about playing Tsimikas ahead of Robertson is like what? Which is a good thing to be talking about. That means Tsimikas is doing something right, doesn't it? Finners, I think irrespective of if Tsimikas is dropped for Robbo, he'll be keeping hungry now, and there's plenty of opportunities in game time this season. Exactly. That's what we're talking about. It's all about game time for these guys. If they're sitting on the bench and they know they're not going to get a sniff and they might get the last 5 minutes, it's no use to them. They want to be playing football. They want to be playing. Elliott as well, starting, playing well. He knows he's going to get more game time as well. Absolutely. Wolves display terrible passes skills yesterday. Glad Adama never turned up. Yeah, I don't think you'll ever see Adama Traore at Liverpool. I just don't think his end product is there at all. Jack Mack with a nice little comment here. Bloody mad how Robbo was back already. He's made of iron brew. Iron brew, absolutely. Helen Raybold. How are you, Helen? Hopefully you are well in the house as always, Helen. King Kenny up top, says Jack. What a player he was. We would have a little chat about Matip. Joel Matip. What a centre-half he is. For me, him and VVD going forward is wow. Now, I know you've young Gomez there. Potentially wow. And you've got Kanat, who came in for 36 million from Leipzig, and he was the big signing for us, the only signing for us. But what a great backup to have. 2 centre-halves like that. That's 4 really, really good centre-halves. Phillips is still there. And, of course, young Reece Williams is still there. So we've plenty there. I know I said that last year, but you know what I mean. Surely that won't happen again. Touch wood, it won't. And then we've back up for like Tsimikas with Robbo. Nico, you've got with Trent. Milner can play there as well. I mean, we've got options. So the question is, will Liverpool bring in 1 or 2 this time next week, but Tuesday next week? I think it depends on Origi. If Origi goes, I think you'll see someone. I know Shaq has gone to Lyon, as we said. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting week. Not only have we got the big Chelsea game coming up next Saturday. I think we Champions League draw on Thursday. Is that right? Thursday at 5 o'clock, I think. It's Champions League draw as well. Would you be interested? It's a big week. Big week coming in. Malentha, Van Dijk contract extension is a solid deal by Liverpool. Absolutely. We're tying down all the players. That's what I'm saying. Mo Salah has to be next. I want Mo Salah tied down to an extra long contract because we got to get Salah tied down big time. Afternoon chat, says Helen. Yeah, it's an unusual. I want to do another one tomorrow as well. A lot of build up to the big Chelsea game, of course. A lot of pods coming up. I'm on first 11 tonight at 10 o'clock, I think, with Steve Plunk. At, I think it's first 11. Yeah, first 11 at 10 o'clock tonight. So that should be good. Pop in there and say hello. The best defensive pairing in Europe, I'd say, Joel and VVD. You're not wrong, Jackie boy. You're not wrong. Chelsea next. Yes, there will be a lot of podcasts on Chelsea because it's a big one. European champions at Anfield. Anfield to be rocking. That'd be a game to be going to 5:30. Wow. Under the lights, probably, because it's going to be darker now, isn't it? Thoughts on the new play on rule in refereeing? I thought it was miles better than listen. I know, but that line thing where Salah was off. I mean, was he off? I don't know. Yeah, the game has to flow. I mean, Burnley gave a bit of rough and tumble. It was a bit more like rugby league. But listen, it's a game of football. You know, it's contact sport. I don't mind a bit of rough and tumble. I don't mind a bit of this, bit of that. You know, I know Klopp gave out about it, but the one I didn't mind about, I thought was a penalty, a stonewall, was where Cork came in the back of Jota. Jota standing like that in the box, waiting for the cross from Salah. And out of nowhere, your man Cork barges into him, bangs into him from behind. Dangerous, actually, play that was. I don't know how he got away with that. But anyway, we go again. Helen says, Werner, Lukaku, Havertz don't stand a chance against Mane, Jota and Salah. We shall see next Saturday. We shall see. Yeah. Fuck the line, says Rod. Yeah, I just, the thing for me is, guys, we're 2 games in, 2 wins, 2 clean sheets. No major injuries. I know Robbo's had 1 or 2 injuries, but he'll be back. We're getting rid of 1 or 2 players, like Shaq going to Leon later on today. But it's options. We got those options. Everyone looks fresh. They look hungry. They actually look hungry. The crowd back makes a huge difference. The fans back in the stadium. I don't care what anybody says. We missed them badly last year. Helen says, I like to play on rules. So many players are faking injuries. I hate that rolling around. Oh, my God, that kills me. That rolling around the ground hasn't been touched, and they're looking up at the referee like that. Should be sent off for that, or a yellow card straight away. Malintha, what happened to Origi? He was on fire long ago, right? Well, that was a good while ago. I think we should have sold him in 2019, just after he won the Champions League. That was the sweet spot for Origi to go. He'd scored a second goal in the Champions League final. Number 6 came in the back door. He did a decent enough season. He got the late goal against Newcastle, of course, to win 3-2. So I think after that, it went a bit downhill for him. He hasn't contributed, hasn't had game time, hasn't got the goal. So that was the big season for me, 2019, when he could have went, I didn't. So we shall see. Jack says, spot on, Rod. Love it. The flow is a lot better. Even seen some challengers go, yeah, in the middle of the pitch. Exactly. But I don't mind a bit of rough and tumble. As I say, it's a contact sport. You're going to get, the odd little. Don't just keep blowing up for every little touch or every little, hitting off somebody. You can't do that. It just ruins the game. Stop, start. We hopefully retain that Phillips. He did a great job for us last season. He has physicality for opposition like West Ham. Yeah, I think did a podcast about a month ago, actually 2 podcasts, and I was saying that maybe we should keep Phillips till January. And because of the problem we had last year, we just don't want to be selling all our centre halves, But I think if a proper deal comes in from anywhere between 12 and 15, I think Liverpool will sell, to be fair. I really do. I know Burnley were interested. Burnley, he'd probably suit Burnley. He's very good in the air, as we know. He's very good with his head. But it's good, as I say, it's an interesting 7 or 8 days, and the transfer market shuts, I think, tomorrow night. Next week, is it Tuesday week? 31st of August. We've got the big one against Chelsea on Saturday at Anfield, and we've got the Champions League draw. I think the Champions League draw is this Thursday, or is the following Thursday. Let me know in the chat. I'm not sure. Usually think Mike Dean's refs quite well, but there were borderline wrestling moves in the latter stages of the game. Tsimikas, again, done exceptionally well to get filled and keep possession. That's what I'm saying. He's feisty, isn't he? He's really feisty. He's a feisty fullback, and that's what we like. He's similar to Robbo in many ways, and some of the balls he's putting in are just wow. The ball for Jota's header, the first goal. Oh, my God. Helen says, they take too much time to decide, and I would just play on unless it's a real injury or a genuine offside or a concussion or head injury, of course. Something like that, they'd have to stop the game. The away goal rule is not available in the Champions League for next season. Is it good? It's good and bad. It's good and bad. I mean, it's probably better for the bigger teams, you know, and for the smaller teams, they go away to say Anfield and you get a 2-2 draw, you know. That's a good result for a lower level team. And then we go there and get a 1-1 draw and it goes to extra time. The away goals don't count. So for the lower teams, it's probably good. It's probably not as good, but we got to live with it anyway. That's the new rule, isn't it? And we've benefited from the away goals rule, and we've lost out. So it's 50-50, isn't it? It's 50-50. I would like to see Davies actually play a game and see how he manages. It's been on the sidelines far too long. I presume you're talking about Ben Davies. Yeah. I thought he was going out on loan to Sheffield United. I thought he's gone to Sheffield United on loan for $500,000 a year fee or something like that. I think he's gone to Sheffield United on loan for a 1-season loan deal. As far as I know, he went last week. After this weekend showed that Burnley could use Phillips. Well, there you go. That's exactly it. Give us 15 million to get Phillips. Something like that, I think. 12 to 15, I think Liverpool would take it. I really do. I mean, we got him for, you know, I mean, he came up from nowhere through the ranks, played in Germany, got us out of a hole, him and Reece Williams. I mean, they got us top 4. There's no doubt about it. They came in, did a job, were absolutely brilliant, and will always be remembered for that, 2 of them. You know what I mean? So, wow, big up to Big Nat. But yeah, Ben Davies has gone to Sheffield United on loan, as far as I know. Rod, when I was a lad, footballs were still made for real heavy leather too. None of this cushioned black and white high-tech nonsense. Exactly. When you headed the ball back in the 80s, your head nearly came off, especially a wet ball. Used to be half a litre of water in them. Do we think refs are doing better with decisions from last season? Well, as we just said earlier with Jack, it's more free flow, and that's what it should be about. It's absolutely about free flow football. That's what it's about. Free flowing football, and that's what I want to see. Hate that stop-start rolling around the ground. Because if we send that to Brighton, we have to go get one back up. I think, yeah, maybe. As I said, keep Nat Phillips at the club till probably January, just as cover. And there was other news today about Salah not being released for the two games that Egypt have. I think it was Gabon, somewhere else in Africa, and they're because of the red list and the orange lists and all the COVID restrictions. I think Liverpool were only going to release him for the Gabon game. What do you think about that? I'd rather he didn't go to any game. Obviously, when I wrap him in cotton wool, but life is life. He probably wants to play for Egypt anyway. Do refs need to go back to training to be refs? No, look, I think the refs are okay, but the VAR thing with the guys sitting in the box, how they can't make a decision, I don't know when they're looking at replays. Referee is watching it live, making the decision usually, bang, and then he can go to the VAR or the screen. Should Thiago Alcantara get more game time? He's been eased in. Malentha, he is being eased in. You'll see a lot more of Thiago. You'll see a lot more of Hendo, and you'll see a lot more of Fabinho. I mean, people would say that's the perfect three for us in the midfield. I mean, the strongest 11 you might say right now, everyone fit would be obviously Alisson and goal, VVD, Matip, Trent, Robbo, Fab, Thiago, Hendo, and Mana, Salah. Would you put Jota or Bobby in? You know, it's options. It is options, and it's great to see. We don't want Fab Hendo going back into defence. No, hopefully not. Oh, my God. Oh, hopefully not. Hopefully not. We never see that again. That was just... It got us out of a hole and did things like that, but it just never really worked properly, did it? We lost so much in midfield. And that was the issue. Rod, when I was a lad, football shirts were made from cotton, and you could forget your nipples after 90 minutes. I assume women's football took... Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. It was a different game back then, my friend. It was a different game, especially when it rained. It was a different game. The jersey would feel about 3 ton. The ball would feel about 4 ton. You're heading a brick. Mucky, dirty football ground. You know, just different level. The guy's playing on a carpet now. It's an absolutely carpet. Need another Jota-like goal threat from the bench. Well, that's exactly it. I mean, if Origi goes, Shaqiri's going, we need something else there. A Neto. I said Jared Bowen from West Ham, but whether that happens or not, I don't know. But I can still see one. I can still see one coming in, an attacking midfielder or a striker, something like that, just to give us that little edge. It's always nice. You can never have enough attackers. You can never have enough attackers. You just can't. But you got to give them game time as well. It's no use coming in if there's 4 or 5 players ahead of you. You won't get a sniff. So Klopp likes keeping a tight group, like keeping everyone happy. And I think that's the key to our success. A nice tight group, no moaning to the papers, no moaning anywhere, no moaning on Instagram. Everyone's tight. Everybody knows each other. Everybody's friendly. That's why we had a great pre-season. They're playing badminton competitions all on their bikes, and that's what Klopp likes. So if you bring in someone, especially this late in the window, if he's not right, you know, it's not good. The dogs are going mad. I think it's time to go. The dogs are going mad. We'll leave it there. I'll talk to you soon. Stay safe. A lot of podcasts to come this side of Chelsea, guys. That's it. Tsimikas, brilliant. Harvey, Elliott, brilliant. Matip, brilliant. It's been great. It's been beautiful. Rod, Helen, Kasub, Malentha, hit the like button. Jack Mac LFC. The dogs are going absolutely mad. I'm out of here. Stay safe.